We're hitting y'all with the most frequently asked questions when we hear from people who want to move to Lower Alabama, Baldwin County, our little slice of paradise. This video is going to be super helpful, so don't go anywhere.
What's going on, y'all? If you're new to our channel, I'm Tony, and this is my partner Jess, and this is Bam. And just like you, we were looking into moving to Lower Alabama almost 10 years ago. So if you're thinking about moving or relocating anywhere in the LA area, make sure you give us a call because we've lived it.
Yeah, or shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We are the #1 relocation team in all of Lower Alabama, and we keep it 100% for y'all. So let's dive into the most frequently asked questions about moving to Lower Alabama in Baldwin County.
Let's start with question number 1. How's the crime? So statistics show Baldwin County is one of the safest places to live in all of Alabama. And of course, any violent crime, when it happens, it grabs headlines and freaks everyone out.
I'm freaking out right now, man.
But from our personal experience and statistics we read, violent crimes don't happen that often in Baldwin County.
Yeah, it's no Chicago, that's for sure. I can't tell you how many people we know who don't even lock their doors. Now, I don't recommend doing that, but it does say a lot about the safety of our communities.
Remember, you don't have to lock the door.
Yeah, she says that, but the first thing she makes me do on all of our houses is have the local AV guy come and install security cameras all around our property like we're in Fort Knox.
Yeah, well, I'm just used to that, so it's not really my fault.
People have really a mutual respect for people's homes down here and property in general, and everyone knows everyone here. So if there's someone out there doing anything out of the norm, you're gonna find out quick, even without a Fort Knox security system. You should have heard our neighbor laugh at Jess when we first moved here and she told him that we were getting security cameras installed.
Yeah, he said you won't need any of that here, and we honestly don't. I'd say our cameras pick up just bugs and golf carts, so it's pretty refreshing not having to worry like we did up north in Chicago.
On to question number 2. Is it really all conservative people?
I don't like bringing this up or talking about it because once upon a time, a person's political preference was personal, but now we live in a time where it's widely discussed. So I will just say a good bit of people living here are gonna be very conservative for the most part.
Well, I'm conservative.
I don't know. Honestly, I'd say a large majority of our clients who move here are conservative, or at least they have a conservative view and they want to be in an area where they'll have like-minded individuals around them. After all, Alabama is a red state where we love our guns and God and our freedom.
And Donald Trump.
Next question. Are people welcoming to newcomers? For the most part, I'd say yes. Southern hospitality is a way of life down here. Even some of the locals who aren't too happy with the huge influx of transplants will be friendly, at least to your face. But once you come, you'll see what I'm talking about.
And we've never encountered a rude person here. Well, maybe once, but it didn't last very long.
Honest and upfront people, sure. I mean, I live here, but truthfully, locals only talk shit to people who want to change their home and bring in their ugly political views and what hasn't worked back from, where they come from.
Yeah, you only hear people say, don't California my Alabama, because they don't want someone ruining what works well. So it doesn't really mean they don't want you here.
Yeah, there's a reason why so many people are moving here. They vacationed here or, discovered Lower Alabama from watching our videos, and they see what an awesome place it is. People are mainly moving here to get away from areas because they have opposite values and beliefs than what Alabama has.
Or if you're like us, you were running away from Chicago corruption, cold, miserable weather, insanely high taxes, crazy crime, schools putting tampon dispensers in boys' bathrooms. Yeah, that's a law now in the state of Illinois.
Okay, they get it. Illinois wasn't an enjoyable place to live anymore. So, all right, moving on to the next question. Is the cost of living really cheaper?
Sure is. Tony, dive into that a little bit deeper for these folks, please.
Yes, ma'am. The cost of living in Alabama is 12% lower than the national average, and housing alone is 30% lower than the national average, and this is a huge driving factor on why so many people are flocking here. Don't believe me? Let's pull it on up on Zillow real quick, and here are some homes in the area, and if you compare these to just about anywhere to any other place, like Chicago for example, you're gonna see a massive difference in real estate taxes, the actual home price itself, and even the homeowner's insurance isn't bad, even though everyone thinks it's gonna be way higher down here because of hurricane insurance.
Yeah, as long as you're not on the water or something drastic. The cost of living here is just so much better. Let's take gas, for example, and we all know this changes pretty much daily, but today, Wednesday, April 12th, a gallon of regular gas costs $3.18.
My brother actually called me in Phoenix and couldn't stop bitching because he was paying $525 for unleaded and $2,100 for a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. He literally rents out his house to make more money so he can afford to pay for other things like gas.
Okay, leave your poor little brother alone. On to the next question. Are the schools good? We personally love our schools. We've lived in Daphne and Fairhope, and we're very happy with both schools. Baldwin County Public Schools have a great reputation, especially the ones on the Eastern Shore. The staff is very involved. The campuses are all super secure. They don't allow anyone in those schools unless you're supposed to be there, and there is a police officer on the premises at all times.
You know, Foley High School was actually just recognized as one of 32 schools statewide to be named a school of distinction by the Council of Leaders in Alabama Schools, because Foley was one of 208 nominated and the only program in Baldwin County school system to receive the award. And we're really proud of Foley, and we're not surprised because we help so many transplants buy homes there.
The schools here in Lower Alabama are very traditional. Our son is in 5th grade and he has an upcoming school play on the Constitution. The schools are just extremely wholesome. The entire environment is just very inviting and welcoming for the kids. Last month was the science fair, and basically the schools are just everything we want. They're family oriented, they're traditional, and they're Southern.
Yesterday, Fairhope High School had the Velcro Pygmies, a very well-known 80s, 90s tribute rock band, perform in the high school gym, and our daughter actually won a brand new electric guitar with Fairhope's logo on it. And I know she's gonna remember that for the rest of her life. The schools are always doing something fun like that for the kids.
Yeah, seriously, how many of us can say our school had a rock band play a concert in their high school gym? And this band has a huge following too, like 100,000 people follow them on Facebook, so it was just really awesome.
Moving on to the next fact, can I get a home close to the beach for cheap? This is one of the great things about LA. Coastal Alabama offers a lower cost of living than many other coastal communities in the United States. And of course, it all depends on what you consider cheap, but you can easily find a home for $350,000 within an hour from the beach.
Or you can get a beachfront property. Houses and condos can go for around $600,000 to over $1 million. Compared to other places with beach views, coastal Alabama will be the most affordable.
Does everyone attend church? Now, I wouldn't say everyone, but I'd say a big majority of the people we know do. We are in the Bible Belt, and Southern Alabama is very traditional. I've read several articles that say Alabama is the second most religious state in the entire country, and the people who live here are pretty proud of that.
Three Circle Church is a really popular church in Lower Alabama. They have 5 campuses across South Alabama, and they were recently named #1 of the 100 fastest growing churches in America, and one of the top 3 in Alabama. Our kids attend small group there. They love seeing familiar school faces and getting to socialize and worship together.
Next question, what's the job market like there? Okay, so there are many opportunities here, but also remember there are 2 very large counties we sit right in between, and that's Mobile and ESCAMBIA County, and both are just about 45 to 60 minutes away from Eastern Shore with even more opportunities. So don't worry too much, there's something for everyone. Many people who live on the Eastern Shore work in Mobile or drive to Pensacola if they're not working local.
Here's a good one. Is there anything you don't have that you might miss? This is hard to answer because people are coming from all walks of life, so I guess I'll share things that we personally miss, and first and foremost would have to be Chicago food. We can't get a good pizza to save our lives down here,
No.
So I just make my own knockoff Lou Malnati's.
Oh yeah, that butter crust. Ooh, baby, I miss that so much. The best delivery pizza you'll find here is Little Caesars. And I'm not kidding. Just make sure you order it thin crust and tell them to overcook it and then just doctor it up at home.
Yeah, that's basically what we do. We do have Section Street Pizza in downtown Fairhope, and we really do love them, but that's like a fancier pizza, and I think it's New York brick oven, so it ain't Chicago, but it is really good.
I mean, that probably is the better of the two, but I'm just thinking like delivered to my house real quick.
Yeah, a quick pizza.
I don't know. I miss the Chicago pub style pizza and some food in general, like Chinese takeout or authentic Mexican food. These are places we had on every street corner in Chicago, but Chicago had people from all over the world, you know, living all over the place. It was a diverse city to live in with a lot of food options.
Yeah, and here you're pretty limited to seafood and southern cooking, like fried chicken, but don't get me wrong, we love the fresh caught seafood and the freshest fried chicken. I'm looking at you, Champies.
Yeah, as much as we occasionally miss food, it isn't a deal breaker. The food here hits the spot. Something else that comes to mind that you might miss are professional sports though. We don't have the NFL, the MLB, or NBA in Alabama. If you want any of that, you're gonna have to take a trip to New Orleans, Atlanta, or Florida. But I don't know, I've learned to embrace it. We don't have, you know, those sports. We have college and high school, which seems to be so much better now that I look back at wasting all that money on these pro games that we used to go to.
What else? Snow. Yeah, we don't get any of that nonsense here. If you like snow and cold weather, Alabama will not be your jam.
On that note, another frequently asked question is it hard to adjust to the humidity and climate? And I'd say for us it wasn't hard, but that's a personal question. Everyone is different and tolerates climates differently.
Right. We came from Midwest, Chicago. Chicago has bipolar vortexes and cold weather half the year, so we are loving our subtropical climate here. Humidity included. It didn't take any time at all for us to adjust.
And I feel like summertime Chicago is just like this.
Yeah, agreed.
Here's a lot longer. Okay, am I better off renting or buying? Now, it's a competitive market down here and inventory is low and rentals can be a bit more scarce because so many people sold and cashed out on their homes, but then in turn, they couldn't find a new house to purchase and had no choice but to rent. And as a result, a lot of rentals got snatched up real quick.
Yeah, we typically recommend buying over renting anyways because renting is more expensive and you're also paying someone else's mortgage, but this is a case-by-case scenario. So you have to do what makes sense for you, but bottom line, finding a rental here in Lower Alabama can be a bit challenging.
A little bit. Will there be other transplants? Absolutely. We move people here from all over the country every single week, and we constantly meet new people in town who are from all over, and we're always surprised at how many people are from Illinois just like us.
Always. Okay, so here's a big one. Why are there so many HOAs in Lower Alabama? I'd have to say because Alabama is all about community. Having an HOA supports community gatherings and activities such as movie in the park or holiday themed festivals that bring neighbors closer together. Also, an HOA or a POA helps keep common areas clean and updated for everyone to enjoy. With an HOA, every resident who owns a home in the community is held to the same set of standards for the upkeep of their home's exterior, as well as the adherence to noise policies, parking restrictions, short-term rental guidelines. The list goes on, but it's to benefit homeowners and to maintain the value of their homes.
Yeah, a lot of people get scared away from an HOA, but you can review the rules and covenants and the cost beforehand, and typically everything is reasonable and to your benefit. I get it. You don't want anyone telling you what to do and how to live your life, and that's not what an HOA does. It might say you can't paint your house bright neon green or park a camper in your driveway, but that's because some find those, you know, type of things to be an eyesore, and it can and does affect property values. Or you have to have a certain type of fence because the community wants everything to be uniform and not be mismatched. Have you ever driven down a street and saw 7 different fences all lined up?
Ugh, I always notice it and it drives me nuts. I just feel like it looks so sloppy. So HOAs aren't all that bad, and not all of them have a ton of rules. Some don't care what you do, they just want to make sure that you pay them to upkeep the entrances. And yes, it's an extra expense, but there are plenty of reasonable HOAs out there. It just depends on what you want in a home.
Here's another one. If I'm from the north, will locals refer to me as a Yankee? Yep. Next question. Just kidding. But yes, you will be referred to as a Yankee to your face, but in a playful way, and probably behind your back, because behind, you know, all bullshit, there's still a little bit of truth. But I don't know. I don't take offense to it. After all, I mean, we are Yankees from up north.
We are. Okay, y'all, that wraps up 1,000 facts about moving to Lower Alabama, because we know our state is an underrated gem, and now others are also finding out that's true, and they're flocking here for our beautiful landscapes, affordable cost of living, unbeatable food, and of course our southern hospitality.
So if you're ready to make the move, call the #1 relocation team in all of Lower Alabama today. We're here to help y'all.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see y'all on the next video.
See you guys.